You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right. I appreciate everybody that's going to tap in. Salute to all of you guys. Hopefully, you guys will get the update notification for this stream. We definitely are going to get into this because this is one of the ones right here, man. This is definitely one of the ones that need to be addressed thoroughly. I feel like this one right here is so bad. It's so bad and so sad to hear about these type of stories and things that allegedly go on or have went on. It breaks your spirit. Uh, but we're gonna talk about this tonight. As this has made the news, it's all over the news stations, and we're gonna talk about this tonight, man. So basically, what's going on, you guys, is Live Nation is being sued, right? Live Nation is being sued. Now, salute to allhiphop.com with the report that's come out. Also, it's all over the news. I'll let you guys hear that as well. As basically the title says, Wiz Khalifa and Sean Paul concert becomes the center of a battle after a bleep is sexually assaulted at this concert. And I think this is just diabolical work that this type of situation would happen in any circumstance. But we're going to get into some of the allegations that are being put out here. And I'm actually going to, let me think. Yeah, I'm going to read some allegations, then we'll go to the news report. So basically, the allegations have been put out here today, and it was put in the Cook County Circuit Court against Live Nation Entertainment and Credit Union One Amphitheater in Tinley Park, Illinois, by a then youngin that was 16 years old now and her parents. Now, basically, the allegations allege negligence related to her alleged sexual assault during the Wiz Khalifa and Sean Paul concert on July the 22nd, 2025 at the venue. And it seeks at least, it seeks money and damages for severe and permanent emotional injuries, including distress, humiliation, loss of self-esteem, and ongoing medical psychological treatment costs. Now, basically, the allegations is that the youngin attended the concert with a friend and the mother of the friend. Now, the friend's mother allegedly brought alcohol at the venue for the youngin, or provided it, which is diabolical within itself. And then the girl became intoxicated. Now, while heading to the bathroom on the southern side of the facility, the youngin was allegedly followed by an 18-year-old by the name of Roman Basso, who was then an incoming Arizona State University student from Frankfort, Illinois. Now, he led her into a restricted enclosed area, which it claims should have been closed off and monitored. Now, where this sexual assault allegedly occurred. Now, the venue and Live Nation, they're saying, allegedly failed to provide adequate security and monitor restricted areas, actively watch surveillance cameras in real time, and prevent underage drinking, identify and remove predatory behavior, or adequately staff areas near the bathrooms and restricted zones. Now, the suit claims that Live Nation has a broader history of security failures, citing events like the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing and the 2017 2018 Las Vegas shooting and the 2021 Astro World crowd surge and others, right? Now, the attorney, Molly Wells, right, represented the family at a press conference and emphasized that venues have a duty to protect minors and invite and profit from, especially with alcohol sales in large crowds. Now, she described the incident as life-changing for the victim. Now, basically, there's a criminal case as well. Now, the criminal case is against the young fella. Now, the guy who was going to college to Arizona State University. Now, he was arrested in January this year and charged with aggravated criminal sexual assault, which is a Class X felony, and related counts. And he was indicted in February. Now, in the police investigation, it started after Ohio hospital staff reported this assault, July 24th, 2025. Now, the evidence included surveillance footage from Live Nation, witness statements, a forensic interview, and Mr. Basso's alleged confession after his Miranda rights. Now, his criminal case is ongoing right now. Now, Live Nation released a statement and said that the safety and security of our guests is our top priority. We cooperated fully with law enforcement regarding the case. As this matter involves ongoing litigation, we do not have anything further to share at this time, they said. Now, the young man's attorney came out and said that they strongly deny the allegations, claiming that they contradict venue surveillance video and the plaintiff's own police statements. Now, the key points from their statements is that Basso was 18, a recent high school grad, and the girls allegedly claimed to be Ohio State students. Now, the alcohol and vape, they said it was supplied by the friend's mother before the concert, vodka in a water bottle, and items that were smuggled in. And that Basso himself, he didn't provide anything to him. Now, interactions, they say it was mutual flirting. In the video, they say allegedly shows the plaintiff pulling Basso, not vice versa. So they say it was consensual kissing, making out, and sexual activity, and them leaving holding hands. Now, they're saying that the restricted area and the following claims are disputed by video and that there was no assault. This is what the guy who's being prosecuted attorney is saying. And the attorney urged the media to review this surveillance footage before reporting the claims, right? So the Credit Union 1 Amphitheater is a large venue with a capacity of 28,000 people. It's operated in partnership with Live Nation. And basically, the case highlights ongoing debates about the concert venue security, underage drinking, and the protection at the large events. And now you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where now this is all over the news. And I'm going to actually
story that is a bit
play it.
Troubling, if you will. Story that is a bit.
Even the news had a problem. The newscaster who reported this had a serious problem with this actual story. You could hear it in her voice when she reported it on the news. And I want to get into that right now.
Story that is a bit troubling, if you will. We know that concerts, people love to go to them all the time. And you go to a concert anticipating that you'll have great music, you'll have a great time, that it'll be a memory that you will want to have in your mind forever. But there is a complaint right now that we've got to talk about, even though it has an extremely disturbing nature, that a minor was sexually assaulted during a concert there at the Credit Union 1 Amphitheater in Tinley Park in 2025, July 22nd of 2025. I have Molly Condon Wells, partner at the law firm Wallace Miller, who is joining me now to take us through the details of this complaint. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. So to piggyback on what you said today, we filed a lawsuit in the Circuit Court of Cook County against Live Nation Entertainment, Live Nation Chicago, and Live Nation Worldwide related to what we allege happened to our client at the Credit Union One Amphitheater last summer at a Wiz Khalifa concert.
You know, let me ask you what your initial reaction was when you heard about this.
It was shocked. It was upset. I think that any person is shocked when they hear about a concert being sexually assaulted. This is a place that, as you noted, is somewhere that you go to have fun, to enjoy music. And a minor should not go to a concert and have their night end in a sexual assault.
Explain a little of how you all believe this happened.
So there actually is a pending criminal case. And so with respect to the particular details, I'm really not at liberty to discuss that at this time, but we have said in our complaint that our client was brought to an area that should have been restricted, and that is where the assault occurred.
And so there's a criminal complaint. Was that filed immediately before things got to you all?
The criminal case, I really can't speak to the particular details, but what I can talk about is our civil case, which is filed against those Live Nation entities. And, we are hoping that this case will allow us to get some information, in particular discovery is what it's called, the legal concept, in order to support our case.
I guess I was just trying to get to whether they were kind of coinciding, if they were going through at the same time, these two cases, or if one was ahead of another one. So as you all have been doing your discovery, as you have been looking into the amphitheater, Live Nation, what are some of the lapses that you have documented?
So we are aware that there was security footage at the amphitheater at that point in time, and one of the allegations that we've made in our complaint is that footage was not being monitored in real time, or if it was not being appropriately monitored, because this is something that should have been seen if the video footage was being monitored. We've also identified that in our complaint that this restricted area was not being adequately monitored and did not have a security personnel preventing someone or individuals from going into this restricted area. And what we hope to find out through the course of this case is additional information to support our claims.
I'm seeing here some very troubling things in terms of what you all documented as a history of security failures. May of 2017, 22 people and you all are kind of looking at Live Nation as a whole. So you're looking at 22 people killed when a suicide bomber detonated a bomb at the Ariana Grande concert that was promoted by Live Nation. Also in 2017, 60 people that were killed, approximately 867 that were injured when a mass shooting occurred at a Jason Aldean concert promoted by Live Nation, which became the deadliest mass shooting in American history. November of 2021, 10 people died after a crowd surge at that Astro World Festival hosted by Live Nation. What overall are you hoping comes from this? I mean, with this documentation that you all are providing?
So part of what we must do in our civil case is show that there was some notice with respect to safety and security concerns that Live Nation was aware of, and what is known in the public sphere with respect to safety and security concerns is that they do have a documented history of issues happening at their venues, including at Tinley Park and at that particular venue. And again, what we will uncover during the course of this case is hopefully additional security concerns that they were aware of and did not address.
Mm-hmm. And have you all had any response from Live Nation thus far? I mean, do you see this as, someone said earlier, like a David and Goliath?
So we, as part of filing a case under the law, they're required to respond, and we will find out what their position is when we get that filing.
Okay. What, if I may ask, if you can say, how do you reassure a young woman who has been through such a horrible ordeal that what you're doing, even if she hears about these incidents that may have happened in other places that involve large numbers of people, how do you assure her that this case will address her?
So if you are buying a ticket to a concert, you have a right to know that the venue is taking safety seriously. And so this lawsuit is an opportunity for Live Nation to answer to that question in open court.
I couldn't imagine being 16 and going through something like this. What's been accused here is extremely, painful. And how is this young woman now?
This has profoundly impacted her life, and without invading her privacy and respecting the fact that this is incredibly personal and private, I will leave it at that, because her life has been forever changed as a result of this.
Well, thank you so much for telling us more about you all's side of things. Again, I do want to remind everyone that there is also the criminal investigation that we mentioned at the top of this that will proceed. But when do you expect to know anything? I mean, how long do you think this could play out from this side of things?
It's really hard to predict. Sometimes civil litigation can take many years, but we will do whatever is necessary to work this case out appropriately.
Wow, man. Shout out my boy Big Hot Rod in the building, man. Salute to you, Hot Rod. Much love to you, man. Much appreciation to you stepping on in, brother. Blessings to you, man. Doing what you do, big dog. Salute to you, brother. Always great to hear from you, man. Mike Lewis says that Under should never be going to these type of events. I totally agree. And listen, the fact that this one allegedly had alcoholic beverages, man, that's very disturbing, man. That's very disturbing, man. To me, that is very disturbing, man. Very disturbing. See, I'm strict with stuff like this. That's why I talk about stories like this. A lot of people don't want to talk about stories like this, but I'm gonna talk about stories like this because you have to protect the youth from themselves. See what I'm saying? When you at this point in time and you got youth that's that age and around, man, sometimes you got to tell them, no, you can't go. Or if you go anywhere, you go and chaperone with a responsible adult, because apparently it seems like the adult that they was with was not responsible. That's what it seems like on the surface. See what I'm saying? So I'm just saying right now, like, nah, you got somebody that's that age, you know what I'm saying, coming up, nah, you can't go. Nope. You ain't got no chaperone adult with you, you ain't going to no event like that. Because things like this happen, right? Now you got a dude who's supposed to be a freshman in college, potentially going to face a lot of prison time if he's found guilty for this. Right? And he's saying, nah, that's not true. They told me they was going to Ohio State. And he could be telling the truth. You just never know. That's why you always have a parent chaperone there that's responsible. Not one, because one that's responsible ain't finna let her go off with nobody. You finna be in my sight. You fit right here. We ain't going nowhere. Right? So that's just how I see the situation, man, to be very honest with y'all, man. You got to catch them early at them ages and put that discipline in them so they know. But this situation right here, very disturbing, man. Very disturbing. Very disturbing, right? And then all of the things that you see there or you hear that are at these events and stuff like that, for a youth to be there like that and then be exposed to that, right? And then partake, allegedly, in drinking and things like that. Like I said before, man, and you're not even of age, no dice. Because first of all, to me, if you got alcoholic beverages that are being sold or that are in the arena, period, then you should not have nobody that's not of age there. Simple as that. Because if you do, man, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. If you do, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen right there. You just waiting to get, you know what I'm saying, in some big ass trouble. And that's how I see this situation. I see this situation as a big problem for a lot of people that don't want that problem. A lot of people that's not going to want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? You start getting these type of lawsuits like that, it really damages your brand, especially when things like that continue to go over and over and over and over and over again, right? Right? And that just is what it is. That just is what it is. So hopefully everybody sees this and pretty much catches the understanding of what I'm saying about this situation. But this is a very, this is one of them situations, man, where, hey, man, nah, man, parents got to put their foot down, man. I'm sorry, you can't go. I don't care damn how much you crying you do. If I ain't going with you or your mama ain't going with you, you ain't going. Because I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's hard to trust other people's parents. You have to really trust another person's parents to send your kid off with them. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's too much stuff to get into in this day and age, in this era we live in. So you got to be extra protective of those situations. If not, you'll end up with situations like this. And y'all hit the like button, share the video, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm really putting this out here for y'all because it's something that I see and I feel like it's very, very important in the day and age, in the era that we live in, man. Very important, man. Very important information, man. And I don't think it's something that should be ignored. You know what I mean? I really don't. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, man, I'm just, totally disappointed in the entire situation, man. Should no youngin go through that and be exposed to that. That's a situation that could have been avoided. And again, I think it should be an age limit. If you're gonna sell alcoholic beverages, then no youngin should be allowed to even be in the building. Period. And they're alleging that one side's alleging that they brought it in there. That's even more diabolical. If that's true, right? That's even more diabolical. But we don't know what the truth is, whether they did, because the other side's saying, nah, they got it from there. So, we got to really see, man. It's just a bad situation through and through. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, share the video.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.